Hey, what's up? Um, I've been excited to do this review for a bit now. Or I was excited to get this release and talk about it and stuff. The new Between the Buried and Me EP, the Parallax Hypersleep Dialogues. They're one of my favorite bands. But I'm not gonna be biased. I just really like what they do and what they've been doing and stuff. And yeah, this is no exception for the most part. Um, yeah, I guess I'll get right into it then. Everything are a lot of the kind of things that they're doing on this that are different from what they've done on past releases. Mostly talking about the Great Misdirect and Colors. Point to them being a much more mature band. Definitely as musicians, but probably as people too, because that's just what happens as you grow older. Um, and yeah, I see the band kind of get I don't know, I guess I'll say dissed a lot by people because they say that a lot of their songwriting is just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks and just going on and on and on when they don't really need to, and just kind of being, look how good I am at my guitar, look how, look what I can do on the drums, and just kind of throwing in weird shit to be, unique or whatever. I never looked at them like that. Well, at least, I mean, there are some moments on past releases, well, mostly on just The Great Misdirect. I think Colors is damn near flawless. I think every note is there for a reason on that album. That's just how I hear it, I guess. But on The Great Misdirect, like on Swim to the Moon in particular, that song did not need to be 18 minutes long. There is a lot of stuff that um, could be taken out to make the song more coherent and, better. Uh, it's cool to make a super long song if the music demands it, but if the music doesn't demand it, you're just wasting the listener's time. And yeah, I feel like they're really kind of a lot more aware of that now. Really, all of just this album, it really says, we were, yeah, they're much more self-aware. They're much more mature. I can really tell. You know, a lot of stuff on the release actually kind of, I keep calling it a release because I don't really want to call it an album because it's technically an EP, so that's why I'm saying that. Um, a lot of it points to them kind of wanting to be to transcend kind of like other, how do I say it, to like, I don't know, transcend the listener, but I don't really mean that in a way where that they want to like put out all of these complicated ideas that won't make any sense to the listener, like a pearls to swine kind of thing. That's not what I mean. Like, just transcend, like, just, it's really serious business now, like, there's no, they used to be kind of progressive metal core, there was still some core on Colors, virtually none on The Great Misdirect, absolutely none on this. Yeah, that's a good way to say it, I guess. They're not just wanking, fucking around, and like, they're trying not to do that. This is serious business. And I'm saying that because a lot of the ways that the music just sounds, it just sounds a little different. I mean, in definitely a good way. I love kind of the fun, core aspect of it on like Colors in Alaska and stuff, but this is great too, rather than sounding like other kind of progressive metal core bands like I guess Botch and Dillinger Escape Plan and stuff like that. They're kind of going for more of like a cynic atheist kind of thing here. Atheist the band, for those of you that don't know. And it's great. Yeah, it's really great. I also mentioned, the people kind of talking about the weird stuff that they just throw in that doesn't seem to make any sense, like the parts in Ants of the Sky and Son of Nothing on Colors, the weird polka parts. I think they fit perfectly, even though there's nothing really about the part that relates to the rest of the song or what the song is talking about. But I think they sound great where they are. But they've really, in the sense of like what the people were complaining about, they've really improved on this with that. There are a couple weird parts on this album, like not, you know what I mean when I say weird now. There's a part in the second track, Augment of Rebirth, that's like a really no. It kind of sounds like a like a polka kind of thing. Like I don't know if that's really the genre it's deriving from, but it's got like a twangy guitar kind of thing, and just like do 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 do, like one of those things. And Tommy actually sings the line that's in that part with that style, so it sounds like a lot more legit and not just like that's awesome. It's like whoa cool, you know. Um, but what they're really doing with that and a couple other parts on this is they're putting them in the song like what's the way to say it? They're melding it with everything else in the song better. Like it feels more like it was actually meant to be there rather than like, hey, let's try this. Oh yeah, that's funny. That's cool. Let's keep that in there. It's like they're really working to like, keep it like to make it seem like it's like a organic part of the song. Like that's just where the song went, rather than forcing things and making it kind of contrived. Yeah, that's a good way to say it, I guess. Like that part, I have some notes here. Hang on a sec. Yeah, in Augments of Rebirth, it kind of, it's between, he says to create, to recreate, and then the part happens, and then he says to create, to recreate again, and it kind of makes that part kind of coherent and makes sense, And yeah, they did that with a few other things on the song. Or on the release. Everything just seems a lot more just grown up, like this is for real, Yeah, the intro of Specular Reflection, the first song, is another really good example of that. It's got like this piano kind of trumpet thing, and then this drum fill goes like right into the song, and it just starts going, crazy riffs everywhere and stuff. Yeah, Specular Reflection is really all the way through. It's like 11 minutes long. It's all the way through. I'm never bored. One thing that Between the Buried and Me has always been good at, and I'm guessing always will be good at, is there's never really any moment on the album where you're like, wow, this is getting stale. They never run out of ideas. It's always inspired. It's always alive. It's always like, hey, what can we do to make this more interesting? It's never repetitive. It's never, if anything, making it a bit more repetitive would be a good thing, to make them seem more, I guess, coherent, I guess. Like I said, I don't really have a problem with it because, like, there's still an underlying concept that runs throughout the songs, and I don't think they've ever written a song where they don't repeat anything. They just don't repeat a lot of stuff very often. Yeah. But Specular Reflection is a great song. Lots of awesome riffs. Yeah, one thing that's really, really awesome on this release is the clean singing parts are just breathtaking. I don't know. I think Tommy's gotten to be a bit better of a singer, or he has an effect on it too, I think, yeah, on some of the parts, and they're really, really good. There's one in Specular Reflection where he says the mirror stares back again, and it's like, holy shit, and there's there's one on Augment of Rebirth too where he says I'll make my own life seem new, when that epic clean thing, and then the probably the most epic part on the album, at least the most epic clean part, is the outro of the last song, Lunar Wilderness, where he says home, the empty space of home, and it's like wow, and then it does it twice, and then there's a riff in the middle, and then it does it again, and then the song ends. It's really awesome. One kind of downfall, I think, musically that the release has is Augments of Rebirth, the second track. It's got the main verses get kind of long. Not repetitive because they're not doing any of the same things like over and over again, but it just gets kind of long, and the riffs are just they just don't, they're not that comprehensible. It's just, they just kind of fly by you, you know. It's like, and they do that a bit, this band, because most of the lyrics are trying to tell like this elaborate story, and I kind of write lyrics. I've written lyrics like that. I can kind of relate, where you feel like you need to fit all of these details in there so the lyrics like make sense and actually tell a coherent story. And so if you want to fit all those lyrics in, you have to fit music to them all, right? And so when the lyrics get kind of long, so does the music. So I'm not gonna like condemn that or anything. It's still pretty entertaining. It's just like, okay, we can do something else now, you know. So yeah, that's kind of one thing that I noticed. Specular Reflection and Lunar Wilderness though are really awesome all the way through. Yeah, I forgot to mention Lunar Wilderness has this amazing intro that's like, it's got this really atmospheric guitar riff and then like this really cool bass rhythm behind it, and it's like really, there was nothing like that on past releases. It's that kind of more serious kind of thing going. Another thing that points to that too is that Specular Reflection and Lunar Wilderness both have ambient kind of noise outros that really remind me of the Mars Volta and At the Drive-In, or Relationship of Command anyway. There's songs that kind of ended with just like 20-30 seconds of just noise, like or just like stuff, and that's another thing that I thought pointed to the whole idea of them wanting their new stuff to transcend. I still haven't figured out the perfect way to say that yet. You know, to just be like, you know, bigger and just more, like being more coherent, but still being more like bombastic at the same time. Like just like really making something as epic as, say, the Mars Volta's Deloused in the Comatorium, or you know, stuff like that. Not that Colors and the Great Misdirect weren't epic, they were just a different kind of epic, you know. Like I said, rather than going for a botch thing, they're going for more of a cynic thing. And that's cool. They're both amazing, you know, so. Yeah, as for the concept of the lyrics, let me check the timer. Holy shit. Time flies when you're having fun. It's like this thing between two people. I don't know much about it. They're very interesting though. Those keep you entertained just as much as the music does. It's something about two people who are in like two different universes and they're trying to like figure something out. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. But yeah, all very entertaining. If you're a fan of progressive metal, you'll love this. If you're a fan of Between the Buried and Me, no, they haven't sold out. They've just really grown up, you know. They're tightening up the screws. Yeah. Thanks for watching.